Catfish lived across the street from me, and he came knocking on my door that night, and he says, "You're not going to believe this." He says, "Thurman's dead." I thought, man, he must be joking.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I just saw him. We just played a game together. I mean, that's impossible.
It was the most sickening, shocking thing that ever happened to me.
It was a surreal, harsh reality. Thurman Munson was gone in an instant.
3 people came to the door and told me what had happened, and just changed our world.
As hard as it was, the Yankees tried to play a game the night after Thurman died.
The weather was appropriate. It was a misty, cold rain. It was like tears enveloping the fans.
They had a big flower spread in front of his locker, and his catching gear was hanging up in the locker, and the locker was completely cleaned out. And I'll just never forget that. That's when I broke down, and that's when it really hit me, you know, just seeing that locker.
We pause to pray for Thurman Munson, our brother and your faithful son.
You could hear people, the fans in the stands, just weeping and crying. You know, we were just shocked.
The outpouring of emotion by Yankee fans for their fallen hero caught his teammates off guard and only compounded their grief.
It lasted for about 20 minutes, and those 20 minutes did feel like 20 years, but it was a tremendous tribute to Thurman, and I think the fans in New York knew exactly what kind of guy this was, what kind of ball player they had.
During the ceremony, home plate remained empty.
There was that gap in there, and he wasn't there. I had the feeling that it would never be the same. There was no way to replace that man.
I knew that the ball players were never going to be the same. I mean, they had to go on that field. I remember how hurt I was for all of them.
The Yankees lost the game that night 1-0, but with the funeral looming, games were not their priority.
They told them, we're going to charter a plane and we're going to fly out to Thurman's funeral. And Billy's going, the whole team. They said, well, we can't allow that because of what if you don't make it back? I said, well, then tough, we don't make it back, we forfeit.
On August 6th in Canton, Ohio, players past and present joined the Yankees in their sorrow. The eulogies left everyone drained.
Billy Martin was a wreck. He was tough. Piniella, Mercer, I don't know how those guys got through those talks. Those eulogy talks. I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
It was a traumatic day. It really was. Just all kinds of emotions, from sorrow and grief to some anger and just about any emotion that you can conjure.
We don't know why God took Thurman away from us. Nobody really knows that. But we all know that as long as we all wear a Yankee uniform, Thurman will never be too far from us. He'll be right with us.
It was genuine and sincere, and it only added to the tears that were in that funeral home that day.
Thurman Munson wore the pinstripes, number 15. But in living, loving, and legend, history will record my friend is number 1.
Then the Yankees faced the task of trying to compose themselves for that night's game.
Riding home on the plane from the funeral, Billy had told me that, he said, look, don't even worry about playing tonight. You get some rest, take the night off. You know, it's been a tough 2 or 3 days. And I told Billy, I said, for some reason or another, I feel like I need to play tonight. I'm not really tired.
The game was nationally televised. All eyes were on the Yankees and their missing comrade.
He was the best there was at what he did, and he was the pride of the Yankees.
You didn't really feel like playing, but you knew you had to. And they went out there and played, the team went out and played a heck of a ball game.
In the 7th, with the Yankees trailing 4-0, the last Yankee to see Thurman got the chance to close the gap to 1.
Like a Hollywood movie, you know, just coming through for Thurman.
And then in the bottom of the 9th, still down by 1, Mercer brought the game to a poignant end.
This was for Thurman. This is in his memory.
And the amazing thing is that Bobby Mercer came to my house and brought that bat. He wanted me to have that.
It's almost symbolic. They won this game for their team.
It's a ball game that the people that played in it will remember the rest of their lives.
Munson won this game.
It's a big lift. You know, we won the game because of the moment. But even the win was not joyous.
After the game, all the emotions were just like at the beginning. Everybody's crying.
It was difficult for us to rebound from that. It took us a while, even going into next year. You know, when you lose your leader, when you lose your spiritual leader on your team, your captain, it's tough.
The bottom line is we knew he wasn't coming back, and we all really felt bad for Diane and the kids. That, they were going to have to do it without Thurman.
I remember after the game, everybody going and one by one, standing in front of his locker. And I am still grateful that that locker is empty in the Yankee clubhouse.
Thurman Munson's legacy of hard work and dedication will never be forgotten. The Yankees are reminded of it every day.
His locker actually is right next to mine, so every day I come in, I see Thurman Munson's locker. There's something about it. I mean, it's almost what you feel out on the stadium about it. You almost feel that look in his locker, too. Everybody was blown away by it. I mean, that's one of the things when you come into the locker room, it's one of the first things you notice. I mean, why is this locker? I mean, once you notice, man, that was Thurman Munson's locker. And that's all you gotta say.
I just sense that Thurman is in everybody's ear during the course of the season. There's no question his presence in the clubhouse is felt because of his locker.
Munson is remembered and honored in Canton, too, with a minor league stadium dedicated in his memory.